people are saying good evening. There's no one there at the moment. We normally got a few come on by now. So just subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's nice. Ah, there comes some people. Good evening, everybody. How are you all? I'd like to introduce our guest tonight, Dan Rocks, who's going to tell you everything about crystals. And I am not going to say a word, which makes a change. And before anyone asks, hello, Leslie. First one on. Is your biggest fan here, Dan? Leslie.
Love her. Love Leslie.
Yeah. My manager for the Southwest years. My agent. Before anyone asks, Vanessa won't be on tonight. She just texted me. Her dad's not been very well again, so we haven't killed her or shot her or anything. She's should be back. Anyway, hello, Nigel. Well, Dan, let a couple more come on. Got a few. Oh, God. I've appeared. Oh, go away. Anyway, Dan, nice to meet you. And always ask this question, anyone that comes on, really. How did you get involved with what you're doing? I mean, was it through mediumship or, I don't know, some other form?
Always, really. I've always been around crystals. And I knew that there was something about them, but for some reason I couldn't crack that shell. So I just used to carry them around me, and everywhere I grew up, there was always crystals around me. But it wasn't until I moved to Newquay that I did a 20-week crystal awareness course. And finally, that opened up the world to the crystals, their energies, how to connect and what to do with them. So then, following on from the 20-week, I went on and did my, what did I do? My diploma in crystal healing. So I did that. And now I just love teaching. I love showing people and helping them to unlock the energies of crystals and seeing that light bulb moment of when they just like, yes. So yeah, I had a beautiful group today and it was amazing. It was really nice just to see them start their journey, start their path, and feel that sense, the difference between one crystal to another.
Hello, Fiona. Hello, Nigel. Sounds, yeah, interesting. So you say a 20-week course, but I suppose that shows you what, just all the basics, or?
Yeah, so we started pretty much, it's a little bit like how I do now. We were starting on the chakras, and she would bring different crystals for the chakra, and we would just connect to one of those crystals, maybe two, because it was once a week. And yeah, so working through that way, working through the chakras, and then doing different layouts on your body, grids, putting you in a net of crystals. So just really helping you to really feel and get the most out of the energy of the crystals.
Okay. I mean, as I say, I said to you on when you came on, I haven't got a clue about crystals. I don't have much of a clue about anything, really. But I expect someone to be asking questions in a minute. They don't take long. So if you're, I don't know, say you don't sleep very well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have crystals for that?
Absolutely, yes. Lepidolite would be a great crystal. It's my go-to stone for sleep, and especially if the sleep is associated with anxiety, stress, worry, overactive mind. So if you're one who's lying there, you can't switch your mind off. I would bring lepidolite into the bedroom. You could pop it under your pillow. You could have it on your bedside table. It's a natural lithium, and it's lithium that's in antidepressants that calms the mind down. So this is the natural mineral that we can use. So it's great. I use it so much for children, teenagers, when they're going through that stroppy stage, and adults when they're, got a lot on. So yeah, definitely anything anxiety, stress, lipidolite will take care of that. Howlite is another one. That's a white crystal. Tends to get dyed blue quite a lot and passed off as turquoise. Excuse me. So, and howlite is another one that's really good for balancing, bringing in a calm energy, really helps to soothe. Another one is what Elaine's got, selenite.
Oh, okay.
Selenite is, especially if there's energy in your room, if you've got electrical equipment, if you've got a lot of things going on. I mean, I know throughout lockdown, so many people's bedrooms became their office. So there's a lot of energy going around there. And selenite is a beautiful crystal to bring in calm, peace. So having that in your bedroom, I mean, something the size of Elaine's, if you had that just in a room, the energy would disperse and will fill that room, bringing in nice peace, calmful energies.
Maybe I need some of that. Hang on, what's this? Hi, Alex, Elaine, Dan. You're not on YouTube tonight. I should be.
Oh, you was just saying that, weren't you?
Yeah, I should be. Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah.
Why am I not on YouTube?
We're all set for YouTube, but according to this, I'm not. Oh, I'll have to download it, put it on later then, won't I? I said then, didn't I? I lost 2 people from YouTube. I've had to put them back on. If you know, when you put in advance one of these shows or whatever, it says YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah.
Which is what I did, but I haven't got any YouTube today. Oh, well, I can't be doing with it now. It says you're not on YouTube, Alex. Well, I will be later, folks. Don't worry. I'll have to do it all later on. I don't know what's gone wrong. Got any crystals for this, Dan? Any crystals for
Shungite?
Shungite. I'll get some.
Shungite it's one of those. It's good for protecting you from EMFs, all that nasty stuff that comes from your computers, electrical things. So you get the dots that you can put on your mobile phones, your routers, laptops, tablets. It comes from Russia, and they discovered it because it's good for purifying the water. And when they discovered it in Russia, it was in a riverbed. And in the river, there was a lot of pollutant. But then on the other side, there was no source of the pollutant. So when it went through the shungite, and shungite is the one that scientists are really coming to terms that actually there is a metaphysical, they're coming to see it on our terms that actually there might be something into this because of how good and useful shungite is. So yeah, that might help you out with your electrical abilities.
Oh, that's interesting. So I just put it, trying to get us onto YouTube, but I don't think it's going to do it. Yeah, that's interesting. Because you're right, the phone's always on. There's always something going on. And that I suppose can affect your sleep as well, can't it? Obviously, yeah. It can all affect your sleep. Wow.
Definitely.
Shungite. I have to look into this. Fiona, make sure we're using shungite. Oh.
They put crystals in drinks, don't they, to purify and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I would only recommend shungite. There's a lot of I don't want to get on my soapbox, but there's a lot of chemicals in crystals, and yeah, I think 3 years ago now, there was a company that made the prisms, filled it with crystals. You could put them in your water bottles. And yeah, it really shocked me because I think they were charging like 25, 30 quid for these.
Wow.
And I just thought, oh my God, if people can't afford that, they're just going to go to their bowl of tumblestones, grab them, put them in their water, fill it with water, go, yay, I'm doing this. And it's, yeah, so many crystals are hazardous in water. Malachite, it's got copper, so that's toxic. So malachite, chrysocolor, azurite, turquoise, any of the copper family, no. Bumblebee jasper, that contains sulfur and arsenic.
Oh,
So
God.
you don't want to be, unless you don't like the person, then yeah,
it's worth having. Keep your some in store, isn't it?
yeah, grate it in their gravy and you're well away. Not even Miss Marple will find out it was the.
I'm only
bumblebee
joking.
jasper.
You lot out there.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so to play it safe, I only promote Shungite because even if there's a crystal that is okay to put in water, you need to know what mine that crystal came from to be doubly sure, because in that mine there might be sulfur, there might be arsenic, and even though that crystal doesn't normally have that component, if it comes from that mine, there might be traces of it in that. Clear quartz, you can generally be okay with because any inclusions, anything that's gone into clear quartz will show up. So you can see sulfur in clear quartz and you can see iron in clear quartz. So yeah, and also some of them can be damaged by water. So your selenite tower, don't put that in water because it will dissolve. Your calcites, you might find that they will start to fade. They'll start to lose their color if you keep them in water for so long. So yeah, there is a thing with crystals with the measure of hardness, a Mohs scale. And generally on the Mohs scale, if it's a 7 or higher, so your quartzes are on your 7, and if they're higher, then you're generally okay to cleanse them in water. But if it's below a 7, there may be damage or other things happening to it. But always check the chemicals, because even if you're cleansing using water, you've still got to think of that used water that's bled out all those chemicals from the other crystals. So you're thinking, well, you don't want to give that the wildlife to drink. You don't want to put it into our water system. What you're going to do with that water? So, yeah.
Well, certainly learn something new every week on here. So.
Yeah, be careful putting crystals in water, please.
Wow. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Mike. I've got a question here already. We're still not on YouTube, by the way. I don't know what's happened here. Fiona, am I correct in thinking even tiger's eye is poisonous?
Yes, I do believe that it contains asbestos. That's what gives it the beautiful shine to it. There is an argument out there, and there are some geologists that say yes. There's some geologists that are saying no. But I'm going to not take any chances because, yeah, that was one of the things, because we were at an event before lockdown and a kid was walking around and they had tiger's eye in their water. And I was like, take that out. Wow. It contains asbestos. Do not put that in your water, please. So, yeah, tiger's eye, yeah, not most of them are. When you look up the chemicals, and this is what annoys me so much about people who teach crystals nowadays, it's very much all coming from the spiritual side of things, and that's all that they're capable of teaching. Whereas you need to look at the Mohs scale, you need to know how to keep them, because if you're keeping something that's a lower Mohs to a higher Mohs, then the higher Mohs scale one is going to scratch, damage your softer crystal. You need to learn the chemical compositions. You need to know what's in them, you know, because if you're placing these on bodies, on healing, you need to know if any of them are going to react to the skin. So you really need to take on the geology side and the scientific side, not just the fluffy spiritual thing. It's a big basis. And nowadays, people just like to cover this fluffy. And that's where the problem is nowadays. I'm on my soapbox. Get me off it.
No, don't worry. I go on mine all the time. We've only been on 15 minutes. We learned quite a lot. And
I just thought it was pretty crystals. I didn't know there was so much to it. Exactly. I really didn't.
There is. And then, I mean, there's pretty crystals. And then you've got the mines themselves. And how safe are those mines? Are they being over sourced? I mean, the biggest thing still at the moment is lapis lazuli, which we can get in Pakistan. We can get some poor quality from India, but the most superb specimens, the high grade, comes from Afghanistan. And for about the last 8 years, those mines have been occupied by the Taliban. So if you're purchasing lapis from Afghanistan, you're supporting the Taliban. So you really need to, it's not just a pretty thing. There is a lot that you need to do. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of checking out, vetting out. When we buy crystals, our first supplier, who was from India, it took us 1.5 years to vet him out. We wanted to see the mines. We wanted to see his workplace, because if they're tumbling these stones, if they're shaping these stones, we want to make sure they're wearing PPE, because the dust, dust of malachite is toxic, and all these other crystals can be toxic. So we want to make sure that they're all in good practice, make sure no kids are involved or anything. And even after 1.5 years, we still only spent $150 on our first order, because then we wanted to check the products. So
can't believe there's so much in it.
There is so much that you need to look at. So at the moment, we're looking at lapis because there is some very good grading coming through Pakistan. And sometimes it's a little bit like, that doesn't look the typical grade that comes from Pakistan. There tends to be quite a lot of white in Pakistan, because lapis contains pyrite, little flecks of pyrite, lazulite, which is the blue, and then calcite. And the top grade, you don't want so much white calcite. You want to see the deep dark blue and the gold flecks, which is what you tend to get in Afghanistan. And this is what we're seeing in Pakistan. So I think there's a lot that's being brought from across the border into Pakistan. So it's like, I'm not fooled. I don't want to touch that, because I don't want to be responsible for people dying. I don't want to support that.
In my mind, I've only been in a couple of crystal shops, but I've got this image of trays and trays and trays and trays of all these crystals. But now you've said that, this is a bit dodgy, isn't it? Because I wouldn't know what to pick up.
It's a scary world. It's a scary world. Done right, it's a scary place, because you need to make sure, that things are genuine. There is so many fakes out there. And, China, I take my hat off to them. They're amazing at their craft, and they're amazing at what they do. But if it goes through China, 9 times out of 10, I would doubt what it is you get there. Moldavite. I'm sure everyone's heard of Moldavite, because that's became famous over TikTok. And this is a crystal that came about because a meteor impacted in the Czech Republic, in the River Moldar, which is where it got its name from. And when the meteorite landed, the combustion between the meteorite and Earth created these tektite glass, which we call Moldavite. So it's got that nice energy of the galactic energy as well as the earth energy. So it's only sourced in one place. We can only find it in the place the meteorite landed. And 8 years ago, it was becoming scarce. And then some Tom, Dick and Harry did a TikTok video and it's become popular. And we're seeing masses being shipped around, high price. The price has been racked up. And I'm sitting there going, there's not enough Moldavite. This cannot be possible. What is being shown, what's being sold. So we've had to leave that well alone because it's just like, no, it doesn't sit right with us that this is all being flown around.
I just had a thought. You know, like, we're not on YouTube tonight for some reason. That might be because you mentioned the Taliban. They don't want him to hear us. I don't know. The thing
I've mentioned Russia and I've mentioned the Taliban. So yeah, we might be getting our doors knocked in a minute.
I said to you, didn't I? Before we came on, I said, I feel the spirits around me. I'm freezing. I think they thought we better get him off YouTube tonight. You don't know, do you? Just a thought. It's really weird because I'm looking. I'm thinking, I know we should be on there. We will be later anyway. So don't worry about it. It's just one of my mad ideas.
Sue Wright has got a question. She says, hi. Hold on, it's just zipped off my screen. She's put, hi. What crystal would you recommend for a lad who has high-end autism?
Okay, so lepidolite, what I mentioned at the beginning, would be a good one. Your howlite would be another one. Sodalite seems to be quite popular. We get quite a lot of kids coming in. I do kids workshops, and this half term I had teenagers in, and sodalite seemed to have been a real popular one for them. It's a stone of awakening. Really helps with the third eye. So those three crystals would be my top three to recommend. Yeah, something that's for the third eye, something in the crown. So you don't want anything that overstimulates it. You want to calm. So lepidolite would be perfect in bringing that down.
I've just got a message here on my phone. Alex, we're having problems in our bungalow. This is a guy I haven't seen for a while, guitar player. It's hauntings, I suppose. Can I help? Well, Dan, what do you reckon? Got any crystals to get rid of spooks?
Get rid of spooks. Black tourmaline.
What's it called?
Black tourmaline.
Black tourmaline.
Yeah, especially if they're cheeky rascals of a spirit, because black tourmaline is a protection crystal. It also absorbs negativity. So black tourmaline, if they like to smoke, then California white sage. I don't mean smoke it, put in Rizla. I mean to light it and smoke the room. I don't get high on California white sage.
That brings a whole new region to stoned.
Well, you know, some of the characters I know, you don't know, do you? I shouldn't laugh. I don't know. Just an idea. No, it's a good job you're on here tonight, really. You're obviously helping a few people out, and I still wish I know what I've got wrong with our YouTube. But anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah. We've had sleeping, autism, ghosts. It's just so many things. As I say, I can see in my mind these trays of all these crystals. And I'm just thinking, over the years, people have given me, say, doing my evenings, and someone's come and said, oh, it's a nice crystal for you, or there's this, or there's that. And now I'm thinking, maybe it wasn't such a good idea to take them, because perhaps they're trying to
cleanse them.
No.
Yeah, any crystals that were given to you, you should cleanse, because crystals are great at holding memory. Crystals are good at recording and holding energy. So anything that you get given, cleanse. So cleanse you can use with smoke again. So your California white sage, Palo Santo, even an incense stick, anything that creates that smoke that you could just run your crystal through to cleanse it. Sound, so you can use tuning forks, tincture bells, singing bowls you can use to cleanse the crystals with. Even if you're listening to plinky plonk music, you know, you've got that meditation CD going on, that frequency is enough to cleanse the crystals, especially if you've got a lot of crystals.
You're talking about the singing bowls. I have got pins and plates in my leg, holding my ankle together. And I've been told, I don't use it anyway, but I shouldn't use a singing bowl. I think it was a singing, yeah, because something to do with the frequency and to do with whatever's titanium or whatever's in my leg and the plates or whatever. And apparently, if you've got metal in your body like that, you shouldn't be using the singing bowl.
Oh, I've not heard of that, but I've not got the metal in my body. But yeah. I wonder why that would be. I wonder if...
hello, Lisa. Can't stay but watch later. Dan is fascinating. But she's come on and said it's heat and frequency.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can listen, so I could be in a room and listen to it, but I can't actually hold this is what I've been told, hold the bolt and do it.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, look, we've started something. When you qualify for tuning forks, you can't work on people with implants.
Yes, tuning forks. I've heard of tuning forks with pacemakers. That might be.
You mean the tuning forks that you'd use, if as a musician, maybe them sort of tuning forks, or
tuning forks that we use? Yeah, a little bit like that. But these are frequencies that can help us with our chakras.
Excuse my ignorance.
It's pretty much, you know, you tap it, you hear it, or you tap it and work it on a physical level. So yeah, audible or on a physical level, you can use them. Okay. Yeah, they're pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, be blowed. But yeah, I'm quite surprised when I was told that. Don't touch one.
So pacemakers, does that also go for people with braces then?
With braces?
Yeah, because that's some sort of metally stuff, isn't it?
Not that I know of.
Just thought. I don't
know. I only use a singing bowl to cleanse my crystals. And I'm safe, so I've got nothing metal in it. Yeah.
Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn. So again, anything to do with the mind, my go-to is lepidolite, howlite. Give those two a go. If they're old enough, if they're responsible enough, put it under their pillow. It's one of the best things when they're asleep, because when they switch off, that's where the energies can really work and really tap into. You can net the bed. So if the mattress has got fitted sheets, and again, if they're old enough, because I don't want any choking hazards, pop one in each corner of the bed. So they're lying in a net of this. So that energy is working with them from all four corners. That is really nice. But yeah, anything that can be put into their pocket that they just want to just get out and give a rub if they're feeling that anxious, if they're feeling their energy dipping. If it's depression, if you want to uplift the mood, if you want to get them out of that, Sunstone. Sunstone is a great crystal, especially anyone suffers from seasonal affective disorder. Sunstone really brings that sun into your life. carnelian, orange calcite, those oranges that just puts you into that mind of joyfulness, upliftment, bringing that sense of play, creativity, really helps to get that flow in.
Ah. Lynn said, thank you very much. 28 years old.
Oh, he shouldn't be choking on it then. He's safe to have it in bed. might.
But I mean, yeah, it's so many different things, isn't there? And I've got here from Fiona's Palo Santos to burn.
Palo Santo to burn, yeah.
Palo Santos, yeah.
That's a sacred tree in South America, and it's a beautiful scented wood.
Okay.
You should only get it from mature trees, but sometimes they do cut down immature trees to use if the supply is there for it. So yes. So yeah, I think there was a question from Nigel. Your thoughts on connection between crystals and stone monuments. So is that taking crystals to stone circles? Because that's what I love to do. I love taking crystals. I've got it.
Oh, yeah.
I can see it. Yeah, I like taking crystals to stone circles to work with those energies, especially if you've gone. We went to one in Dartmoor, the grey weathers. Beautiful, because from a distance it looks like it's the infinity symbol, the figure of 8. But when you actually get up close, there's 2 stone circles next to each other. One felt really nice, really good. So I put my clear quartz crystal in there to really amplify that energy, to really bring in focus. The other one wasn't good. And we don't think, I was with a medium at the time, and they felt that it wasn't what the stone circle was built to do. They think that later on people did things in that stone circle that weren't good. So we did have Smoky Quartz, which is beautiful for releasing negativity, really good for grounding, but it's good for getting rid. So I did put, because I do take a lot of crystals with me when we go to stone circles. So each stone that was still erected, I put a piece of Smoky Quartz on that to really draw it out. And then I put in, I think it was orange calcite I brought in to bring in that joy and uplift and nice positive energies. So I think it was orange calcite I put in there, or it might have been carnelian for a bit of strength and confidence. But it was one of the orange crystals. But yeah, so yeah, if you go to stone circles, if you go to any ancient, do take crystals, and some people leave them there. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm quite attached to my crystals, so I don't like leaving them. But yeah, just sit and feel that energy in that stone circle and just think, what needs doing here? What needs working? You can sit there and meditate holding the crystals. Yeah, I love stone circles.
Maybe we should take some up to the forest, Elaine. That'll be
good.
Fossilized wood, moss agate, tree agate. Connect to the tree elementals. Connect to that energy. Bring out the spirits, the secrets, the myths of the forests. If you've got any old trees that, they could tell a tale or two.
Well,
sit with
unfortunately, they've cut a lot down, which is such a shame. So where I used to get photographs and see these spirit people down there, there's not much going on at the moment. But I thought, could try crystals, couldn't we, when we go down there? A few of us.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch this because I haven't got a pen and paper with me, and there's so many different crystals for different things, which I had no idea about. It's just blown my mind. It really has.
Well, according to Deborah, I look like Alan Sugar tonight. Wish I had his money. I don't like him, do I? My God. Oh, my God. I get face changed tomorrow. No offence. Where I don't know where I am now. Dan, I've lost myself. I do this every week. I said there'd be a load of questions tonight, didn't I? I have depression, so I'll definitely look into stones. There you go.
Brilliant, Tina. Brilliant. Yeah, just the stones that chill you out, the crystals that bring peace of mind and allows you to just find stillness, peacefulness.
We have hello Hannah from Iceland. Nice one.
Nice.
I've I put another website up a little while ago, and I've got it in Icelandic and Norwegian. I'll do anything to get some publicity. Why not? Oh, where are we? But as I say, I am absolutely astounded about all these different things, and just going in these shops and picking up. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. And there's all these things that could be. But I wonder how many other people know about that. I've never heard anyone speak about it. They just say, "Oh, I found got this new crystal today."
Yeah, we tend to get most of ours direct from mines. So our fossilized wood, which comes from Madagascar, that's a small local place. If he's got it, we'll get it. If he's not, we can't. And what he gets, he puts back into his community. There's a lot of goodwill because there is a lot of devastation happening. There's a lot out there where things are being overmined, especially Madagascar, because so many good crystals come from there. The rainforests are going, same as the Amazon, Brazil. They have so many beautiful top grade crystals. So they are being tampered with. So yeah, the smaller the mine, the better. We don't really go for any of the big commercial mines. Well, to our knowledge, to the best of our knowledge, to the best of our vetting, they've not come from there. But yeah, because it is a shame, but they're not under our feet for us to use. Some of them need to come out. If you've worked with crystals for a while, I mean, sometimes now I don't need that crystal physically to bring in that energy. Because I'm in the workshop space at the moment, so the shop is just next door. If there's a crystal that I need, you can just bring through that energy and just go, yes, I don't actually have to hold that. I can't say that will go for everybody, because there's so many people out there in the spiritual world that don't just do crystals. There's a lot of supermarkets that dib and dab and, jack of all trades, and they do a bit of this and a bit of that and whatnot. I'm sure you've seen them all as well. But yeah, if you commit and you just work with crystals, you get to that stage, then yeah, you don't need that crystal in the physical form.
I'm with you. I've got one from Kathy here. I bought some crystals and my Egyptian healing rods into the Great Pyramid in Egypt to be charged. Did they get charged?
Oh, pyramids. Oh, gosh, yeah. Pyramids are just, out of this world. They are something with the angles, with the shape of them, because even though they're a pyramid at the top, there is that same energy as below, as above, so below. So we've got the octahedron there, 8 faces. Yeah, octahedron. So in the platonic solids, that represents air. So yeah, the thoughts, the ideas, the intent. So really gets magnified with the energy of a pyramid. I love pyramids. My friend's got a copper one, and to sit in that, yeah, magical. So to charge your crystals under that, wow.
It's funny when we have Kathy on, she comes on, or whenever we speak, as soon as she mentions pyramids, we have all sorts of things going on. We've all heard it. We've had growling. We've had all sorts of things going on.
Beautiful.
But not tonight.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Blessings from Lahore, Pakistan. Oh, good evening to Pakistan. Yeah, gone global, Elaine.
We're international.
We're international now. International medium, I call myself, like everyone else.
You can.
Does.
I can say I'm an international crystal.
Exactly. Hey. I'm an international medium. I've always wanted to say that. Don't know what it makes you. But anyway, getting back to the crystals. Ideas for crystals for pets, like putting in their water bowl, etc. Wow.
Yeah, pets, same for us. I would not put any crystals in their water bowl because there are many that are toxic. However, you can do the indirect method. So if you fill your dog's water bowl up the night before, it's always good to have two on the go because obviously they might get thirsty. So if you fill up the water bowl, put it up on the side, and the crystals that you want to use. So if they're a bit lethargic, if they're not got that motivation, you could bring in carnelian to help give them that motivation. If they've got a bit of a dodgy belly, you could bring in citrine to help sort out any digestive issues. Whatever crystal it is that you need, put around the outside of the bowl. So not in the bowl, not in the water, but round the outside. So you're making like a stone circle, and then you're putting that bowl in the middle. Leave overnight because everything has an energy. And the crystal energy will infuse into that water. So the next morning, you could take that down from the side, give that to your dog, and that's the best way for them to take in water that's been infused with crystals rather than doing it direct. It would be indirect.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can do that for us as well. You could do that for us if you've got your water carrier, whatever you've got your water in, and just put the crystals around that. You can do it where if you've got a bowl of water and you've got a smaller bowl that's larger than the bowl you're putting in, you can put the crystals in that and then put it in so the water doesn't actually go into that one where the crystals are. The water stays on the outside, and then you can infuse it that way. But yeah, again, if you're giving your dog a crystal and it's got toxic, what will make us sick will make them sick. And they are so responsive to crystals. The animals, they've got it. I had a dog in last week, a lady who came to do a workshop. She brought her dog, and she was absolutely beautiful and good as gold. And she would go on to the healing couch. So while we were healing her, going through the layouts, we were putting some crystals around the dog as well. And yeah, beautiful.
Wow. Back to Kathy again. Kathy's across the pond, by the way. I have a giant slab of selenite, which I sit and put my feet on it. Could you tell us about selenite and its properties?
Yeah, so Elaine's also got a nice piece of selenite. We call it selenite after the goddess Selene, and we connect it to the moon energy. So it's a beautiful crystal to have for the full moon, especially if you're working with the moon energy and you need a power up. After the full moon, the moon is waning, the energy is lessening. So we need that little bit of power to get us over those 14 days until the new cycle. But selenite itself, calm, peaceful, beautiful energies. Whenever you use it, if you put it in your healing room, so for you, you put your feet on it. So with you putting your feet on that selenite, you should feel that positivity going through you and that negativity coming and drawing out of you. Some people use the selenite slabs for charging their crystals. I don't personally, because I don't feel it's right using another crystal to charge another crystal. But people do, and if that feels good for you, then please do. Don't go by what I say. Go what feels right for you. But yeah, super for charging, super for, yeah, peaceful, calming energies. Love it.
Keep cutting out, Alex. No.
That's the pyramids.
That's the pyramids, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
That's a mixture of Russia, Taliban, and pyramids.
We're not even on YouTube tonight. That's gone up the creek. Oh my God. I had a question here. From Mark. Quite interesting. As a beginner, can I ask what you recommend as a starting point?
As a starting point, the basic crystals, the ones that are inexpensive, tumblestones, depends on your budget. But the ones really is clear quartz, which is for your crown chakra. Yeah. You could also have amethyst that is for that. Sodalite, which is for your third eye. Blue lace agate, although blue lace agate is getting quite expensive now because the owner of the mine died and they closed the mine. So there's no more blue lace being brought out. So when that happens, they like to put the price up. Gits. If not blue lace, aquamarine we can put on the throat chakra. It's nice to get 7 that resonate with the chakras. Get with those. So something for the base chakra. So red jasper, fossilized wood. For the solar plexus, shut up, Daniel. You've missed one. Sacral chakra. You've got carnelian, orange calcite. Solar plexus, citrine, malachite. For the heart chakra, green aventurine, rose quartz. So start with those. And what I mean, today I had a novice group in. We did the base chakra workshop and they were all novice. It's connection. Connect. The more you connect with that crystal, the more it will show you, the more you will feel from it. And then do your research. So many people come to us to say, oh, I need this because Judy Hall has recommended it because they've read her book, or Robert Simmons has said this is good for that. Whatever crystal book you're reading, you need to bear in mind that is their interpretation. If I did a book, I could only give you my interpretation of that crystal, of what it spoke to me and said to me about. However, you will find a common theme. You will find words that will resonate and go, yes, I got that word, or I got that feeling. So to start off with, as I did in my diploma, when we got a new crystal, we worked with it for the week. So Monday and Tuesday, we connected with it, which means finding 5 minutes, somewhere peace, somewhere quiet, where you can just hold the crystal and just hold a sense of how you're feeling around your body. If there's any change in temperature, if there's any sensations, or just take your awareness to your mind's eye, your third eye. See what you're shown there. You might see animals, colors, words, whatever. Do that on the Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, do exactly the same as Monday and Tuesday, but carry it around with you and see how those days feel carrying that crystal to the Monday and Tuesday when you didn't carry that crystal. Then Friday, Saturday, connect, carry it, sleep with it, and see how you feel then. Then on the Sunday was our day off. And then on that day, we go through our notes that we made through Monday to Saturday. Then we go online, read books, see what people have said about it. And you will build your confidence because you will see the similarities. You will see, yes, I got that. And you get that confidence and you realize that actually these authors, these big name people are no different to you. You've gained that access to connect with the crystal just by being you and being on your own. You didn't need to take on their advice or their work. You did that work yourself. So bit by bit, you get that confidence and you believe in yourself rather than believing in what other people are saying. So that's the best way I would go about being a beginner in a long-winded way.
Well, I say the same about mediumship. You kind of learn maybe the rudiments, as I call them, the basics. But the rest is like you say, you've got to go and find it for yourself, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because you can't. It's no good taking stuff that somebody else has written.
No.
You've got, and I think that's the only. You said it. You hit it on the head. Believe in yourself, which is sometimes difficult.
You've got to. It's so easy. I mean, I had one woman this book today, and she said, "What book shall I need to read to carry on learning?" And I was like, "You are your own learner. You've got this. You've just spent a whole day connecting to crystals. You've got this. Why would you then go and read up? Stick with that. There's nothing wrong with reading afterwards, but do the work yourself. Then find references and." Yeah, it will make you feel so much better. When I was going through it and I was reading snippets from Judy Hall or Robert Simmons, and I saw that, oh my God, I'm not mad. I don't need to get in touch with a psychiatrist. What I was feeling, what I was seeing, there were similarities in them. And it made me go, yeah, I am no different to them. And it makes you feel good.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. Mark says, it's utterly fantastic answer. I never thought much about crystals, but that has changed my mind. Thank you, Dan.
Ah, thank you.
There you go. It's so my brother passed away 2 weeks ago. He had crystal. Should we keep them and use them?
Yeah, absolutely. Cleanse them because obviously they've got your brother's energy. Even if he was still on this plane and he gave you the crystals, still cleanse them because they want to take on your imprint. They want to take on your energy, and if they're full of his energy, there's no room in the inn. And crystals don't come with a stable. You can't, give birth in a major. So cleanse them. Make sure that they're all nice and fresh. Give them a quick charge. I always recommend the full moon because I don't have a great pyramid that I can knit to charge them. But use the full moon because sometimes the sun can be a little bit too strong and some crystals can fade in sunlight. So always use the full moon to charge the crystals. But then use the things that we spoke about earlier on to cleanse your smoke, sound, not water, but maybe water.
I would suggest that certain crystals would amplify the earth energies within a stone monument. Your thoughts, please, Dan.
Absolutely. I mean, there's got to be reasons why these monuments were erected. There's got to be reasons why they're there. And, so many churches are on ley lines, they're on old pagan grounds. So definitely, I would love to do that. And yeah, like I said, when I was working in the stone circles and placing them crystals, do a grid, get some multiples of crystals, do that grid, amplify. Absolutely, I would love that. I mean, Glastonbury, that's the heart chakra for the world. So if you think, why is the energy in Glastonbury always crazy? It's the heart chakra. It's all that emotional stuff of the earth that's breathing in, breathing out. So Yeah, and it should expand to around Avebury area. So sometimes Avebury can feel connected with the heart chakra. So if you think of that, if you're putting any crystals around Glastonbury, around Avebury, you're connecting to the heart chakra of the earth. So yeah, definitely amplify that energy. Send out that love around the world, because don't they need it around the world? Definitely.
Yeah, I went to Avebury years and years ago. My daughter was living in Swindon at the time. And I weren't into this really then, but yeah, but I thought that was quite a place, Avebury Stones.
We went for the first time 2 weeks ago, and even though it was peeing it down with rain, windy, I was amazed. The energy, it was just, and I said to my husband, we need to come back here with a lot of crystals. I want to do some grids. I want to work on this energy. Beautiful. I loved it. And it was just a village in a stone circle. It's just like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just pulled up there in the car. I don't know how I heard about them, but obviously now I'm hearing about them all the time now. Avebury Stones. Oh, Debbie, I've got some rune stones. Not sure how to use these. Runes.
I haven't done runes in a very, very long time, but you will need to find somebody who does the runes. Are they on crystals?
Where's our friend Leslie? She must know somebody. Leslie, are you there?
Leslie Davis, who does runes?
Leslie knows everybody. She'll find somewhere for us. And yeah.
Do you know a Elaine Stone? Elaine Stone does runes. She lives around London area. How do you create a grid in a stone circle? Sometimes I'll take a yantra board, which is one of our wooden boards, which we love using for grids. But for stone circles, we tend to work directly on the land, because our yantra boards are only like this big. And when we work with stone circles, they're massive. So sometimes we take it, sometimes we just go. And I always take my A team. I always take either a quartz generator or a Smoky Quartz generator. So these are points that will be in the center of the grid. One amplifies the energies, the other one releases energies. So if I'm going to a stone circle, because it might be my first time at the stone circle, so I have no idea what the energy is like. So with those two, I know, well, either I'll love the energy and want to amplify it, or something's been done here that needs to be taken away. So Smoky Quartz. Amethyst, I always take. So I take amethyst tumbles. I normally work in groups of 6. So I have 6 amethyst tumbles. That brings in general healing, insight, calmness. So if, some of these stone circles can get a lot of footfall, can be, people are walking through and not really realizing what they are. So they can be a bit like, the energies could be a bit all over the place. So just bringing some calm, gentle energies. Black Tourmaline, I would take to anchor in, bring in the protection, absorb negativity. And fossilized wood, I would also bring to root it back to earth, really connecting those energies back to Mother Earth. So that's normally my kit. I might have a few other bits and pieces, but that's generally my kit. Unless I know the stone circle, then I can link in and think what's needed there, and I'll take some extras. But normally that's my basic kit, and I'll go off and I'll just create that grid. A simple grid. The generator in the middle, 6 of the amethysts, 6 of the black tourmaline, 6 of the wood, and just distribute them in a shape that you feel guided to. Trust in your instinct, trust in your intuition, place them and just do that grid. And then I'll just sit and hold that space and feel, yeah, okay, things have shifted here, or yes, that energy's been put into that. I feel it's the right thing to do. And yeah, no one stopped me yet, but yeah, whatever you feel is right for you, do it.
Sounds good. Nigel put here, medieval, I think you made a spelling mistake there, high altars in churches are aligned natural earth ley lines. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, most of them are on those ley lines, which is beautiful energies. So, and yeah, by looking at them, there were old pagan sites, because obviously Christianity took over, and whatever the pagans did, they just put smack bang on top of. So, you know, I don't know, should I have said that? Believe what you want to believe. That's what I feel, but yeah.
No, too right. Leslie says, to whoever wanted to know, Jared had the same name. I'm just looking as someone you gave me earlier. Oh no, he didn't. Jared makes his own runes. Whoever wanted to know, is he from the West Country as well? I suppose he is. Oh, Leslie always gives people from the West Country. I don't mind, but I'll try and sort it out. Gerard May. Okay, there you go. Whoever wanted, I think it was Debbie. Gerard May. He's the one to get in touch with. Don't worry about it, Dan. I've been writing about such matters for years. Well, you say what you like on there anyway. We don't care.
He sounds like a kind of guy that I would like to hang around with.
Yeah. Why not? Say what you have to say, don't you, really?
Yes.
I keep missing questions. Mark, can I ask, where are the other earth chakras in Glastonbury? Is the heart chakra? Oh.
Blooming heck. I know the third eye is never got a set position. The third eye is always moving around. And I think at the moment, currently, it is at Glastonbury. I think it is on the same as the heart chakra. Solar plexus is Ayers Rock. That's where the solar plexus is. The crown chakra is Mount Shasta, which is near Mount Everest. I think they're the only ones I know. There's one at Lake Titicaca. Is that sacral? Sacral chakra, Lake Katatiti or something like that. Yeah, I'm not too up to date on my earth chakras, but Hilary Stanley, who I mentioned earlier, she talks about the earth, the chakras of the earth. So yes.
Yeah, I've got a sort of
I failed there. I don't know where. I only know the UK.
That's what I always like. That's why I like when I ask questions, because I haven't got a clue.
Yeah. Oh, the root chakra is Mount Shasta in California. The sacral chakra is Lake Titicaca. Apologize for my pronunciations. Solar plexus is Ayers Rock. I was right there. Heart chakra, Stonehenge, Glastonbury, and Shaftesbury. The throat chakra is, yes, the Great Pyramid of Giza. So the Great Pyramid is the throat. The third eye, yeah, that's a floating chakra. And the crown chakra is Mount Calaris, which is it's in the Himalayas. So there we go. There we go. That's the 7 chakras.
I have to say, Leslie did say you've got a Wikipedia of crystals.
Not the earth chakras.
Avery was a powerful place for me. I am very sensitive to earth energies, and while the stones brought me back to past life memories. I've been twice. Next time I'm bringing my crystals.
Yes, do. I can't wait. We only had, because we were at a wedding in Wales for the weekend, and hubby treated me on the way back through the southwest. We took a detour to see the rock, so we couldn't take a huge amount of crystals because, you know, at a wedding it's not the done thing. But yeah, when I go back I will be taking quite a few. So we did have we had a citrine, a smoky, and a clear quartz. So I did a little bit of work. I did a little bit of, if anything needs to pass, please pass. And if anything wants to bring in and amplify, please do that. So.
Nigel, you'll have to come on the Wednesday night Zoom with these guys. They'd love it. Do you consider
that Glastonbury may have been the famous Isle of Avalon from King Arthur? I don't know, because I didn't. You know, I love Cornwall, and I felt Cornwall was very Arthurland, and it felt right for me there. Being in Glastonbury, I'm not. When we go there, we tend to do events. So my time to explore the outside is very limited. I don't know. I'm yet to connect to any Arthur energy there, any Avalon energy there. But I know a lot of people who swear by it and have done a lot of work with it. So for them, there seems to be. But for me, I've not felt it as yet. But one day I will just go there for a weekend and just tap into that energy and not do any crazy events there. Yeah, but then sometimes 2 days can be a little bit too much in Glastonbury. You know, I find second day you are just drained. But yeah.
Really? Blimey. So I can't think. Whereabouts in Cornwall was it after supposed to be?
Tintagel was meant to be
Tintagel, yeah.
The castle, wasn't it, with Merlin's cave?
Yeah, I don't remember, but Stacey, Stacey, hello. Felt no connection in Glastonbury.
Really? Oh,
there's a question for next week, Stacey, already. Remember that one?
Yeah, I love the Abbey. I love the tour. Chalice Wells is just. I mean, I was talking about my yantra boards earlier. They're made of wood. One of my earliest grids I put on the chalice water, and the board floated, and I managed to put some crystals on that to make a little grid for it to float around. And oh, I love the energies there. And you know, you've got to get naked in White Springs. I mean, that's just a done thing.
That sounds all right. Whereabouts is that?
White Springs. It's opposite.
What's she nodding, shaking her head for?
It's opposite the Chalice Wells. It's a beautiful. It's run by volunteers. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, it's a great place to just sit, meditate, and you can light a candle. But it's got 3 springs, natural springs, and you just go into them, start bonnet naked.
Yeah, hey Elaine, we'll do a live from there one night.
You sit back down in your chair, Alex. Don't you get excited?
Yes.
Oh, good. Look, she's talking.
She talks for that.
She talks. Look, she speaks now.
And it opens on a Sunday. So yeah, I'll be up for that.
Oh, I said something would be different tonight. Stacey, I wasn't naked.
That makes a change.
Don't upset her. I want her on here next week. I have to ask her about all these shenanigans that it's all coming out now, isn't it? We could have now I don't what we start. We'd have a naked med weekend. Well,
we could.
Put your money where your mouth is, Michelle.
We'll see you there.
Yeah, don't you let us down. You said it.
Just put your name in lipstick so we know who you are.
Oh, well, look, this is all turning into something good.
There we go.
The full Monty. Oh, yeah, you want to see me in the nude? Well, maybe you would. Whoever turns you on, I suppose, whoever floats your boat. Where are we now? Is your husband listening, Elaine? I hope not.
Yeah, he's in the background.
Oh, dear. I like it when it turns into things like this. I've been practicing with my crystal pendulum to answer questions. One pendulum answered wrong, the other answered correctly. Do certain crystals work better than others? I don't know.
I don't really worry too much about what crystal the pendulum is made from, because the pendulum itself is a divination tool. So if you're using it to ask questions, it doesn't matter what crystal is in that. If one gave you a wrong question, maybe see if it needs re-collaborating. Check your yes and your no's with that. I have 26 pendulums for healing because not all of them work for everybody. And I have some for certain things. So I have one for yes and no. I have one to talk with me guides. I have one to do me chakras with. And then the excess in case they don't want to work with that client. And out of all of them, there's 2 that give me a different yes to all the others. So just make sure it's re-collaborated. But yeah, even when I'm using it to see if there's an overactive or an underactive chakra, the choice of crystal is in or there for me. It's you're using it as a divination. You're using it for that swing, not for that crystal energy. So yeah, I hope that answered in some lopsided way.
Fun talk about lopsided. Stacey says I'm asked when I look naked, so I look sided. We're getting quite a few people want to do this afternoon thing for us. We're getting a good bit of interest in this now. Oh, there you go. Now look, you started.
I blame Elaine.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all looking sweet. No, I don't say a word. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the one they want. She ain't coming near you no more. Anyway, where were we? I'm completely all over the place now. I was telling Dan and Elaine before we started talking about pendulums. I took my pendulum away with me last week, and I took the pendulum out of my pocket and put it on my passenger seat of my car. When I got back here, all I've got is the chain. The chain, no pendulum. Where's that gone? Searched the motor, couldn't find it. 2 days later, I put my hand in my pocket of the trousers and my pendulum was in there. It was there, honestly, when I put it on the seat, and then they magically took it off and there was nothing moved. There was nothing bent, so it could have fell off. So yeah, it's they seem to do what they want, these guys, don't they?
It's a kind of magic.
Now they want to do a calendar, Elaine. Wow. Thought you started now.
No, it's just you they want, Alex. That's fine with me.
No, look. Well, I hope we have a few more guests on next week. They'll be wondering what we're up to next. Like, just put it on YouTube later, download it, upload it, whatever. Oh, I'm getting all of a tiz now. Once they took my crystals off my chain in the shower.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Energies working.
And this, I actually put it back on, and I with a pair of pliers, but the actual connection wasn't broken. But then, as I say, they do things to me all the time. I have my keys and whatever. But it's a strange old world. What have we got here? Weekend Alex. Oh, see. I don't know where I'm going with this, Dan. I'm completely up the creek now. Anyone got any more questions which won't get me into trouble or embarrass Elaine? Yeah, you're right, Stacey. They love to get our attention somehow, and you know, they've certainly got it tonight, haven't they? Oh, here we go.
Hot or cold shower? What's going on there?
No, don't ask me. I'm the one who gets the complaints.
We just interrupted.
Well, they go, this isn't very spiritual, is it? No. Used to make me laugh sometimes, you know, some of these when people who did the readings in the church and that, you have to wear special coloured clothes. They don't like black. I've always thought black goes quite well, you know, doing the spirit stuff.
The slimming colour.
Yeah. Mike, hello, Mike. Maybe with a pendulum, it's whether you choose it or it chose you. The one that chose me works fine. The one my missus is hopeless if I use it. Maybe that's true.
Yeah. And also always ask the pendulum, do you want to work with me?
Yeah.
And that's why I always get people to ask when they're buying pendulums in the shop. Once you've worked out your yes and you've worked out your no, ask that vital question. Do you want to work with me? If it says no, then it's going to give you stupid answers because I don't want to work with you. Stop it.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, you're right there. I always talk to my...
my crystals are my best friends. I talk to them.
I do. I use it quite a lot, you know, well, I say a fair bit. And I have to say, I would say 9 times out of 10, it's been correct. Or if I want advice or something. But obviously, it's like everything else. You can't. I find with the spirit people, what we say, they may not always understand. And there's a bit of a confusion, but most of the time it works. What's that? I've only picked mine, and yes, that's the first thing I asked. Will you work me? Yeah, it's good. Friends who call asking for help lost things, and they tell me where things are. It's amazing. Well, Leslie, next time in Devon, going into Tiverton to get some more.
Oh, bless her. She's welcome. The kettle's on anytime, Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie.
Kettle's on and we get some biscuits.
No, she'll probably make up some nice food for you, like she does for her animals.
Yeah. I'll put my fox tail in if you just make me.
Yeah, that's what I was. I'm going to dress up as a fox.
Paul, I have a Shungite Pyramid. Should I place this next to the router, or would it be best suited to place elsewhere? Also, should I? Yeah, always cleanse a crystal when you get it. If you go to a good crystal shop, they should do it for you. All of our crystals get personally cleansed. Just a little bit of promo there. But yeah, Shungite Pyramid, place it by your router. Maybe see how you feel. I mean, most people have Shungite on their desk near their computer. But yeah, definitely by your router. That would be a good place for it to go. So yeah, definitely. I think that would be the best, unless you want it near you, or yeah, whatever works best for you.
He's probably explained this, but I say I've got this memory fog thing. I don't know what's going on from one minute to the next. How do you cleanse the crystals?
Smoke, sound. They're my top two. Water, if it's a 7 higher on the Mohs scale. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, some people say salt, and I'm just like, no, that would scratch your crystals, and I don't find no benefit in that. Some say other crystals like carnelian. You could put carnelian in your bag of tumblestones, and that cleanses them. I don't like using other crystals to work with that way on another crystal. It's a little bit like a master servant kind of thing. Some people say that there's some crystals you don't cleanse, like blue kyanite and citrine, because blue kyanite reflects negativity. It doesn't absorb it. And citrine is on a vibration. The energy doesn't hold negativity. But I cleanse all of my crystals. And for me, it's a ceremony. I can't pay them. I can't give them money to say thank you for doing an amazing job. So to cleanse them is my little ceremony to say thank you. And I've not come across a crystal that said, get off, I don't want that. They love it.
Here we go. I put Shungite in my bra.
I tell you what, the amount of women who must have got 2 cups size, because so many of them keep them. And it's not just one. They've got a whole family. It's like, Jesus, like, we don't put them in our boxes. I mean, but yeah, so many times at the stall in the shop, I'm like, do you want a bag for that? No, it's already gone away. And I know what they've meant. It's stashed. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I've seen things in a different things.
Have you never?
I put boobs in mine. Well, that's all right then. Imagine that, a handful of stones. Oh my God, don't be thinking about it, is it? I've never heard that before, and I thought I've been around. Obviously, I haven't. Where are we going? What sort of stone for a recluse, please?
For a recluse. So a recluse, somebody who is in and they need to be out. So we need to bring in some fire here. Fire brings in motivation, movement. Recluse, you could be stagnant, stillness, so too much stillness. So garnet comes to mind. Garnet is a beautiful fire crystal, helping to bring in that movement. Got a piece of garnet.
Got some with you. I see.
Got a bit of garnet there. Fire agate. Yeah, that thing that helps to bring in carnelian again, because carnelian is a fire. It brings in that sun energy. So anything that gives movement helps to get things moving, momentum, build that up. But bringing in confidence. So carnelian will bring in that confidence and that courage and that strength to take a step out, do it, go on. It's good for you. So yeah, they'd be my 3.
I think we were talking about this yesterday. Since we had 2 years now, this lockdown, haven't we, on and off? And I was saying yesterday about people, probably myself as well. People aren't going anywhere, are they? People are tending to become reclusive, I suppose, if that's the word. And I think once you get in that situation, it's a bit difficult probably to get out of.
It is. I mean, the wedding we went to in Wales, there was 140 guests. It was a shock. It was like, we weren't used to it, because we've only kept ourselves to maximum 5 people who've perhaps been around, because we decided during lockdown that actually we are quite antisocial. We don't like big groups. And being in a room with 140, and they were Welsh, so they liked that. The noise, it was just on that level, and it was just like, it was constant. And we were just like, I couldn't even talk to my husband next to me, or let alone someone across from me. It was just so, yeah, it was that kind of like, when do we go? When can we just
I went to Brighton 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't. There's all these people, and I thought, wow, I'm not the only one. And it was really nice to be. There's all these people milling around, and it said don't go on the beach today because the weather was, but nobody took any notice of that. And there's all these people, and I thought, wow, it's great just to be out with all these people. But it's like Debbie says, like me, when you live alone, it's easy to end up indoors all the time. And I think it is. And I don't know if I think this lockdown's caused a lot of it. As I say, I've had that COVID, which I nearly went across with. But I've been told that obviously antibodies, so I'm not worried about that. But I still see people out, they've got masks on, everyone looks worried, and I don't know, it's a lot to be said for that COVID thing and the lockdown. But getting back to a bit of humour, there's a lot of Shungite. She's talking about Leslie's bra. Fiona says mine hang low enough without added weight.
Oh!
I'm going to get complaints tonight. Thank you for another great evening, Alex. Dan, tune in next week. Alex is doing the full. No, he's not. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It'd be quite interesting. I see what said. When we get comments, it can be overwhelming. I don't know what she's on about. But yeah, I think whatever, and I do talk to other people, and yeah, I think people getting antisocial. It's just that you get into a
routine.
A routine. When I was 11, I was on the island of Guernsey with the Scouts or something. But there's something else. And it was a hermit. And I remember thinking, what it was like to be a hermit. Well, I know now.
Yeah.
It's a strange thing. It's like us tonight. Although we're talking, we can't see the people that are asking the questions. But really, you're in your room or wherever, Elaine's, and I'm in mine. It's not real, is it? But I think this is the way the world's going.
Yeah.
And somebody asked last week, not on here, why the spiritualist churches and places are not filling up. Because they do this on Zoom. You haven't got to go out your front door.
No.
I suppose.
It's a convenience now.
It's convenient. It is. And I can talk to you. You're in, was it Tiverton or?
Yeah.
I'm in Suffolk, which is a long way. Elaine, she's in Suffolk, isn't you? And it's unreal that there we are chit-chatting about all sorts of things. But there we are. So, hermits, maybe that's what we should be called Sunday night, the hermits. Not hermits, the hermits. I fade in my own company and need others to feed my soul with happiness and joy.
I must admit, it was so nice to do face-to-face workshops. So nice to get a group and just sit and just, this is so nice. Yeah.
It's we Elaine, myself, went to the forest a couple of weeks ago, and we heard voices. Where are them people coming from? We want to be on our own to do spooky stuff, but what we got here. Thank you, Alex, Elaine, Dan. Wonderful evening. Hope Dan comes back again. Well, he might do. I'm not sure with you, lot. You're a bit rude.
I know. Corrupted my mind.
We've never had this before. Seriously, it's your fault.
It's the crystal's fault. You can't do crystals without.
We lost YouTube, thankfully. No, I think it's quite funny, really. Will my pyramid, which is made from the same stone as Stonehenge, if I sit it near my pendulums, will it charge them? I've never thought about that either, charging.
The only pyramids I know to charge are the ones that you could put the crystal in, because it's that central point that gives it that frequency, that energy. I love Preseli Bluestone. I want to go there in Wales one day and get myself a nice piece. So my gut instinct is saying no, it won't, because you get those copper pyramids that you can place things inside of. So yeah, I feel like it needs to go inside rather than being near it. Being near it isn't going to give, because it's all about the angles on the pyramid that gives it that charging ability. So no, it won't, sweetheart. But charge it on the full moon. I mean, we're just gone through the full moon. It's new moon next week on the 2nd. But you can choose the new moon. You can start that fresh chapter. Get anything out of it. Get out. Yeah.
Stacey, is there any crystals that you won't work with, Dan?
Yes, absolutely. There are crystals that I won't work with. Normally the crystals that are in the cubic crystal system. So diamond, fluorite, pyrite, because diamond, fluorite, and pyrite, they can form in cubes. So they I don't like, because I feel like I'm in a box. I feel like I'm being boxed in. So I don't feel like I've got that movement. So I've never been able to really connect with pyrite or fluorite. They can also grow in octahedron. They're 8-sided. So kind of like the true diamond shape. Fluorite and diamond can grow in that, which is part of the isometric, the cubic system. But I do get on well with garnet and lapis lazuli, and they're in the rhombic dodecahedron, which is part of the cubic structure. So it depends, because of that rhombic, because the angles are parallel, they're not equal. It just gives you that bit of movement, like calcites. I love calcites, and calcites form in that rhombic shape. So yeah, they do. But yeah, anything that's in that square, I've just not been able to. I was struggling with malachite for a few years. Malachite, because that was real strong masculine energy. And I quite like my feminine energy stones. So with that being that strong, I had it at first. But last year, I did find a piece that I loved, and I even took it to bed. I've never had malachite in my bed, but I did take a piece of it to bed. So yeah, there is some.
Tina, I found I get nervous going out now. Oh dear. I'm a hermit. Well, makes two of us, Debbie. We're all hermits.
Oh, Paul Anthony. I have cleansed both my Shungite pendant and pyramid in my singing bowl. Top notch. Where are you from originally, Dan? I'm now in the southwest, but originally from the East Midlands, and your dialect is similar to mine. Yeah, I'm from the Midlands. I'm from Leicestershire originally. Hinckley is where I'm from, but I did spend a bit of time in Nuneaton as well. So yeah, that might be why. Yeah. But no, isn't it funny how yeah, so many from the Midlands moved to the southwest. Love it. Love Devon.
Well, how about that? A bit of advertising for you here.
Oh,
Dan's
Leslie.
on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. She's a good agent, you know. She don't want paying. The FB channel Dan Rock's also on YouTube running alongside it. I always set my alarm clock so I can tune into him.
Yeah, bless it. Yeah. On Monday mornings, I always do a grid for the week. So the previous week, I have a deck of cards which have grid formations on them. So I have that in the shop, and any customer, I pick at random. I get them to shuffle, pick a card, and then I do a grid for the Monday based on that card. And then out of those crystals, I choose one that would be crystal of the week. So this week, tomorrow morning, I'll be doing a grid for protection, which I think is quite apt considering what's going on in certain parts of the world, that I think protection is needed. And then out of those crystals, I choose one to be crystal of the week. And on the Wednesday, I talk about that crystal, the ins, the outs, the science, the spiritual. And then Friday, I do card reveals. I do some card pulls. So, yeah. Thank you for that little bit of advertisement.
Yeah. From Paul again. Does Dan connect with the spirit world along with the crystals?
That's a tough one. I don't do mediumship. I don't like. Oh God, when you make that link, you unleash a can of worms, and those can of worms scare me. So I don't do mediumship. But when I pick up a crystal, it talks to me, and I talk through that crystal. We have a link. I link to that keeper, that spirit of the crystal, and so through that, I offer guidance. I offer help. So somebody's like, oh, I don't know why I brought that crystal, and I pick it up, and I'm blah, 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 and they're like, oh yeah, that links with me. I'm like, oh okay, fair enough. But yeah, no, I'm not a medium. I'm an extra bloody large, especially after lockdown. I mean, Jesus, what a spread. I'm finding it hard to maintain the weight. It's like, Jesus. So yeah, no. But then I also connect more with animal spirits. Animal guides are my thing. And with my new moon gatherings that I do, we connect with the Celtic animals. I have a strong presence of connecting to the animals on this land. So many of us strive for tiger and elephant and all that. But there's so many powerful animals on this land, and they have their messages. So through the new moons, I bring animals in that we meditate, we go and meet and see what messages they have for us that are based around here. So animals and crystals are my speciality. I don't want to see dead people. No, not today, sweetheart. No.
Animals are strange, aren't they? I was in Kent. I was fishing on the river, Medway, and I could hear this noise. There was no one else around me. And it turns out it's an otter come out of the water, and he's hunting through what I've got. So I'll give him a bit of sandwich, mate. And it come along and it laid down next to me, eating a sandwich. Now, next thing I know, it's quite a big thing as well. It started sniffing around my leg. And I thought, oh God, it's just, is it going to bite me? But I just find it amazing. It's like the deer in the forest, don't they? They come, they look at you, they don't run. And I think it's really nice. So I'm sure any animal, but I mean, they obviously sense what us, don't they? They must do. They must sense whether we're going to hurt them or whether they're just fascinated by us with whatever we're giving off. I don't really know. But yeah, I quite like that. I quite like it.
Yeah, otters. Yeah, I always connect rhodochrosite with otter, because otter comes when you need to connect to your inner self and your inner child. Learn to play, learn to find fun in your pattern, because they're off. They've got an important job to do. They've got to hunt, feed, to stay alive, but they find that time in between to have fun.
Well, I've never, all of the years I've been going, I've never experienced that before. Where it come out the water,
beautiful.
Decided to come and have a little look at me, but I have to say, I didn't fancy those teeth around my leg wall. But there you go.
Well, one of them bit Terry Nutkin's finger, didn't he? Can you remember Terry Nutkin, the naturalist?
No.
He used to do the Really Wild show and other things, but he had one of his fingers was the tip of his finger was missing, and he took in an otter that was abandoned, and ended up taking the tip of his finger off.
Wow. Well, that was enough. That was near enough for me. What we got here? Elaine. Got a badger in your garden. Oh, yeah. I've seen things on Facebook.
Yeah. Badgers. Stand your ground. Black Tourmaline is what I connect with badger. Stand your ground. Be strong. Dig in. Their homes are called sets. So for me, it's all about being settled and making sure that you're settled in what it is you're doing. Grounded. Beautiful. Love them. I love foxes. Foxes are my favourites. I have them on my scarves. I have my spirit guide painted. I have my little altar dedicated. So I had my spirit guide painted by Patrick Gamble. Amazing. Yeah. So I've worked with fox energies for many, many years. Many years. Beautiful.
Oh, amazing. Thank picture. Yeah, you gave us Patrick's name tonight, didn't you? Yeah, I've got him written.
Yeah.
Patrick. I shall get in touch with the people, or maybe Leslie will. Eva May, Nico, Hillary Stanley.
Yeah.
Amazing sounding people. I mean, it's been amazing tonight. I've learned so much, and I'm sure other people have as well. It's been really good. What we got here? Animal speak by Native American Ted Andrews. Oh,
he helps you attune. Oh, a red-tailed hawk. Beautiful. I do workshops at the Devon Bird of Prey Centre. We link in the crystal energy with the bird energy, and we run a day workshop. And I love them guys. And their aviaries, their enclosures were battered by Storm Eunice. Some of the birds were loose, but Dusk, the barn owl, and Zen, the red-tailed hawk, they scarpered, but they managed to find Dusk. And yesterday, they managed to find Zen, the red-tailed hawk, and he's gorgeous. I mean, he would rip your face off. I mean, there's no cuteness. You wouldn't stroke his chin. No, he would rip your face off. But he was he's part of the team that I use for the Crystal Connection. So I was sending out like, please come home, and he is. So yeah, sorry, went off on a tangent there, but I love red tail.
Great stuff. Any more as the old time's getting on? Any more questions or anything from anybody? Come on, they've gone quiet on us. Look,
they have.
So can I ask a question? When you go out into a shop or wherever you go to get your pendulums and you say, do you want to work with me? Do you mind say it, or do you come out and say it?
Mind say it or come out and say it. I mean, in my shop, I don't judge. I get so many people who come in and say, don't judge me, because sometimes they get their pendulum out to see what crystal is speaking to them. And I'm like, whatever floats your boat, as long as you're fully clothed, you're welcome to do whatever you want in the shop, And yeah, some people say it out loud. Some people are a little bit shy, so say it in their mind. But yeah, if you want to say it out, say it out.
Hmm.
If you've got the courage to do it. And if you're in a good shop, they shouldn't judge you for it. You know, you shouldn't be labelled as the village weirdo. Although I perhaps am the village weirdo in everywhere I go.
Yeah, I know that feeling, Dan. Yeah. I think people, I don't know. I think we must emit something, you know. I'm not sure. No, that's a good question, though, isn't it? Do you use your mind, telepathy, I suppose, or? I mean, that's how we work, mediums, telepathy.
Mm. Yeah.
Always somebody listening. Stacey, I've got to go. Well, we're at it then. Next week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this evening as well. So I certainly have. I'd love to thank Dan very much for his time and all the effort he's put in and all the explanations. It's been really good. I have to say, I've learned a lot tonight. I'll have to look back on this. I'll have to look back on the YouTube because I haven't written it down. But I'm definitely going to get some of this full of sleeping and whatever.
Yeah. And if anyone's got any other questions, you know, feel free to message me. Feel free to message me on my business page. I'm happy to help as many people as I can. So, yeah, that's what I'm there for. And if I can, I will.
Well, it's been excellent. I told you, Dan, it's excellent. I know, Leslie.
I'll get you a cream cake when you're here. Thank you, darling. I'll pay you.
What's this? Hang on a minute. Oh, there's all these things coming up now. What's going on here? Stacey.
I thought Stacey was going.
I thought you was going. I thought she was going to put a crystal somewhere. Next week, is there such a thing as a free will? Debates are interesting.
I can't wait to take my boxes off. These crystals are killing me.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about it. Oh, God. I don't know what's going to happen next week. Hopefully, I've forgotten about it by then.
A free will debate. I love a good debate.
There you go. Next week, guys. Free will. Superb info, Dan. You've helped put some thoughts in the right order.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you.
Same here. Many thanks for the evening, all, and thanks, Dan. I'll check out your FB page.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. I found you on Facebook.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Dan, can crystals help with the world problems we are facing?
They're all in the world. They're all under our feet. So, yeah, if we all got together, I said that. That's perhaps a bit of a long-winded one, but I said that today because somebody said that they were a crystal healer, and I said you can't be a crystal healer because if people are animal healers, they're animal healers because they heal animals. A crystal healer, you're somebody that puts crystals onto a person. So you don't put animals onto people if you're an animal healer, and you don't heal crystals. And at the moment, she was talking about activation and programming crystals. And I said, no, that's nonsense, because we're redundant as humans with crystal healing. All we have to do is put that crystal and transport it to where it needs to go, and then our job's done. And being humans, because we don't like being redundant, we try and make ourselves important. And this is where we brought in this activation. We need to activate a crystal. Because this woman, when we did the layout, she says, oh, do we need to activate it? When it hasn't got a switch, we don't plug it in. What do you mean activate? What? No, we don't meddle. Crystals are there. And there are people who say, you can't put this crystal with this crystal. And we've come into a place where we've humanized crystals. And really what we need to do is look and bring the crystal lifestyle into our lives rather than trying to change the crystals to our lifestyle, rather than trying to program it and activate it. Leave it alone. And if we learned from the crystals, the world would be a better place. So absolutely, the work that crystals could solve the world's problems. I mean, it does. The amount of minerals that we put in our food, the amount of minerals that are in our tablets, they all come from the mineral kingdom. They all come from the crystals. So yeah, definitely.
We take our bras off and it's like a hailstorm. Oh, we're back to that again. Oh dear. Don't know what to say.
I take my boxers off and it's like a hailstorm.
Brilliant evening. Thank you, Selena. Hello, Linda. Where can I get crystals in the US that are genuine?
Gosh, I don't know anyone in the US that sells crystals.
Actually, I've got... Leslie said that you send them to the USA yourself.
Yeah, I do send them to the USA. And apparently, even with the customs, our crystals are so much cheaper than in the States. Apparently, yeah, I don't know what goes on in America, but yeah, there's been people, and I've said to them, like, surely you can get these in your crystal shop in the States. And I said, literally, it's cheaper to buy from England with the postage added than what it is in the States. So again, it's people cottoning onto a thing and putting money in it and making it a business rather than a community helping people.
There you go, Linda. Email Dan and
yeah.
off you go. Off you go.
Paul Anthony just thought of a question. I have always wondered if the smoothing of crystals affects them. No, it's a preference. And that's what I bring sometimes into my workshops, because some of us like it rough, some of us like it a bit raw, some of us like it a bit polished. There's going to be so many comments now, Alex.
Yeah, I know. I'm just waiting for that.
You can't help it. Working with a raw crystal is good at the beginning, because you get to see how it's made, how it's formed. You get to see a proper color and really get to know it. When it's polished, it gives it a little bit more of a hardness. So like raw tourmaline wouldn't perhaps be a crystal you'd want to put in your pocket with your keys and your phone, because of the constant banging, it's going to chip. Whereas when it's tumbled, it just gives it a little bit more of a firmer edge. But the energy is still there. But again, it's a preference. Do you like it raw? Do you like it polished? You know.
Answers on a postcard.
And send them to Elaine. She would love to know.
Yeah, because I've got a little message from Elaine here, our moderator. Thank you for joining tonight's show with Alex, Elaine, and tonight's guest, Dan. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Remember to like and subscribe to Dan's channel. And see you all next week.
Thank you, Elaine. Beautiful.
Oh, by the way, before I'm saying nothing, Alex. No, neither am I. What's wrong with these ladies on here tonight? Hands up who likes it raw. My God, you didn't get me a bad name. I ain't got one already. Web address, please. I'll purchase from Dan.
Dan Rocks, www.danrockscrystalsandstones.co.uk. Have I just made that up? Facebook would be the best. If you're on Facebook, which you are, Linda, look us up on Facebook, Dan Rocks. Drop us a message and we'll help you out there, sending videos, pictures, whatever.
Leslie, I will see you in the morning. Hope you come back, Dan.
I hope you've got your clothes on in the morning when I see you.
Yeah. She said, oh no, I've got this bad arm. Can you help me?
Don't, because there was a funny story with Leslie. She was watching one of my lives one morning, but then she messaged to say that she had to help her boyfriend because he was going back home to Iran. And I said, hold on, Don't you leave my lives to help your boyfriend. Tell him to pack his own bloody case. He's only got one arm, and I didn't realise. And obviously on StreamYard, the comments come up slow.
Yeah.
But she put in, he's only got one arm. And so many viewers were like, I can't wait to see Dan's face when he reads this. Can't wait. And I just saw it pop up and I just went, oh my God, I feel so bad.
That's what Elaine said to me, because she said you don't see these things she sees them before I do. The comments, you know. Thanks for a fab evening. Thank you, Celia. That's why you can't sleep well. We're going back to that again. Probably. Leslie, I'm in bed. And I think that is your website.
That is. Thank you, Paul.
Remember that, Dan? We were all watching. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
well, I never look back on my things on a Sunday, but I might do tonight. It's not my fault. It's not your fault, Dan. It's her fault. Elaine, she started this.
It is. It's always the ladies.
I know. Well, I'm not like that anyway.
And in true lady form, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm going to have to try and keep this up now for tomorrow morning. I'm going to have to try and keep up this dirty talk.
Worst them, it's not me. Oh, my God. I don't know what people are going to think of this one. I hope they come back again. But anyway.
Oh, God.
I'm going to polish my big obsidian ball. Oh, nice one, Fiona.
We didn't even get to talk about crystal dildos.
Oh, don't. We'll do that another time.
I'll bring some and I'll show you some demos.
Who's going to model them? I wonder.
I tell you, I'll get Leslie and I'll get that Stacey.
Yeah, get them two up there.
I'll get them two. They can come and demonstrate.
Well, next week, folks. If you want to come back next week, we have Stacey Spark, and I don't know what to say really. I don't know what Stacey's got in store. I'm sure it'll turn into something funny. Vanessa should be back next week. The week after, I'm probably away, but if I'm not, we'll just come on here anyway. I don't know what I'm doing. It's my birthday, and I'm going down to see the kids and possibly go motorbike racing at Brands.
When's your birthday?
March 12th.
I'm the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
Good old Pisceans.
Good old Pisces. I could tell you a thing about my birthday, but it's not a big deal, but it's a bit strange. Would you say I was a Pisces or an Aries?
Me? I would say a Pisces because we carry the spiritual flame. Aries? No.
So a lot of people think I'm an Aries.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm going to tell everyone knows this. Anyway. I was adopted, right? And my biological mother, she passed a few months ago, but I used to see her, and she said to me one day, a few years ago, and I met her again, and it come to March 12th. I thought, cool, terrific. Didn't even send me a card. Well, I saw her a little while later, and I said, about my birthday. She said, no. She said, you were born on the 23rd of March. And she said, Easter Sunday. I said, I must be the Messiah. Easter Sunday, you know. Yeah, it went down.
I was born on Mothering Sunday.
And I just wondered, because I don't know where I was born.
Yeah, no, you seem too sensitive to me to be an Aries.
I am a very sensitive soul.
Yeah. You see, my sun is in Pisces, my moon is Pisces, my ascending is Cancer, and I was born in the year of a water pig. So I don't even know how I'm standing upright. I should just be a puddle. There's too much water.
I don't know what's going on. Now, look, see, we've corrupted poor Alex. You have seen, I'm a sensitive soul.
No,
Hold it.
Leslie said that this is what the kind of show it is. It's quite
Did
rude.
she?
Yeah.
Good God. Hold it together, Alex. Not long now. Are you blushing? No, it's just my blood pressure. Blessed to. Oh, happy birthday to two of us. Oh, God. No way, Alex. Oh, no way, Aries. Oh, my God. What a game, isn't it? Oh, Debbie. Well, mate, Debbie, she's a Pisces.
Yay.
Anyway, there you go. Enough about my history. Well, I think they all know it anyway. Been good having you on tonight, Dan. Been a laugh. And
Thank you for having me. I don't do these very often, but I'm glad I came on tonight. It was brilliant.
We've had a good time, haven't we, Elaine? Yeah, certainly picked her up a bit. Look,
It was worth putting the lip gloss on.
it was. That's what it was. She's very, very quiet. I've known her about 10, 11 years. Very shy she is. But, she's changed. And yeah, honey bunny. Anyway, I'll let you go, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Let Elaine go back to her husband.
Thank you for watching.
She's been for it tonight. And well, I'll go back and try and get this on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks, and thanks for the laugh and whatever. And see what we can see what happens with Stacey Sparkle next week.
Gone out.
This one.
Lock up your sons. Stacey's out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later. And I'm just going to end the broadcast. And any complaints, send them to Elaine. Adios.